Hey y'all, Jen from Squizito. Welcome to the Now We're Cooking Olive Oil show. Today, Linda is going to show us how to make mushroom and sage homemade ravioli. So let's get started. Okay, so this is Linda.
Hi, everybody.
And she works here at Squizito and she cooks all the time. And so she is going to make us a recipe that she has been creating, and she uses a lot of our products. So she's going to do the mushroom and sage ravioli. And this is a homemade recipe, and you made your pasta homemade, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So
I made the pasta a little while ago, and it's been resting, so it's nice and soft and flexible, so we'll be ready to run it through the machine here real soon.
Yay. Okay, so if you don't know how to make homemade pasta, you can check out our video that Kristen made before to show you how to make the homemade pasta, and I will link that.
We made the pasta.
Yeah, we made the pasta. And
We're ready to get the filling for the raviolis and the sauce made. Some of the mushrooms that we used are the dehydrated mushrooms we have available here at the store. Today we're using lobster mushrooms.
And these aren't available on the website yet, the lobster mushrooms. We were just testing them out, but they are awesome.
And we had to rehydrate them by putting warm water on the mushrooms. So those are soaking. The pasta dough is resting.
Okay.
And now we're going to start the filling for the ravioli. We're going to put a little bit of our wild mushroom and sage olive oil in a skillet. About 2 tablespoons, 1, 2, and let it heat up on medium heat.
Okay.
We're going to add 1/4 of an onion chopped.
Okay, so while Linda is chopping the onion, I was gonna tell y'all that I know it's been a while since I've been here on YouTube, but Christmas was awesome season for us, and we were super busy, and it just took me a while to get my bearings after the holidays to start filming videos again. But we had a busy year last year. All year of last year was busy. We moved this Cabot location, we opened the Conway location, and then right after that it seemed like it was the holidays, and it was crazy and it was fun, and we started doing our cooking classes. So all of it has been really fun. But I'm glad to be making some videos again. And when Linda said that she had made this mushroom ravioli, I said, oh my gosh, we have to film that. We gotta show everybody how to do that. So that's what we're doing today. Okay, she is chopping some onions.
So chop them up pretty fine because this is the filling for our raviolis.
You don't want big, huge chunks?
No.
Also, I forgot my camera tripod today, and so I'm holding the camera with my hand. So hopefully it's not too close up.
Okay, we're gonna saute these onions in the olive oil on medium heat just until they're translucent. Oh, these onions are gonna make me cry.
Okay, Linda's really sad. She started crying. Couldn't the onions?
I get so emotional when I'm cooking.
So she's gonna do some garlic now, and these tools that we have.
We're cooking here now.
Now we're cooking, huh?
This is simmering. And while this is cooking, I'm gonna get the garlic ready. My eyes are really watering.
And I think we have these garlic peeling cones on our website.
I'm taking 3 cloves of garlic and popping them into our handy dandy little garlic cone here. Love this little tool.
Yeah.
And then just twist away.
Or you can roll it on the counter too.
Yep. And look at that. Clean little garlic cloves.
If you don't have a garlic peeling cone, you need one.
Yes.
This is a garlic chopper, and
it's a little garlic.
It's a garlic chopper. I think it's called a garlic zoom.
Zoom, that's what it's called. Yep. And so you put a clove of garlic inside the top there.
Okay.
There's some sharp little blades, and then it's kind of like those zip cars that my kids have when they're little. And I feel kind of the resistance with these wheels.
What's cool about this?
And then look inside.
And it chops it.
And it chops it.
And what's really cool about that one, or both of these tools, is you can just pop them in the dishwasher and they clean up super easy. And for me, that's essential because I'm not digging all that stuff out of.
Do all the three good-sized cloves of garlic. And cook it on medium or medium low because you don't want the garlic to burn. That makes your dish really bitter. Lobster mushrooms.
I'm so excited to taste those. I've never had a lobster mushroom, but
it kind of looks like lobster meat.
it does. And Linda
really
said
does.
that they taste super
And they're creamy
lobstery.
and buttery like lobster is. It's just delicious.
And they chop well and they cook well.
They're super easy. So you just chop up your mushrooms, about 12 ounces total. We're going to use lobster mushrooms, white button mushrooms, and baby portobello mushrooms.
You think it would taste good if I just tried a little piece?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna try a little piece of this mushroom. Look at that. I don't know if you can see that. It's like,
It's like a little piece of meat.
doesn't really have a whole lot of flavor, but it's good.
So I think the flavor comes out when you when you cook it too. Some of these I'm saving for the sauce. This is for the filling. And I'm adding this to the saucepan. Sizzling. Yeah. Stir that up a little bit. Oh, doesn't it smell good already?
And poor Tanya is allergic to mushrooms. She can't have this.
Oh,
It smells amazing though.
You just rough chop these mushrooms because they will, they'll get really tiny. They'll cook down, the moisture will cook out of them, they'll get real small. But this is for the filling, so you want it kind of small and chopped down.
Okay, so we are going to use this handy dandy attachment that I bought from the Amazon store. We're gonna try it out. So we've never used this one before, but we're also gonna show you how to do it just by hand. So if you don't have one of those, so you don't have to buy a fancy attachment. You don't have to for making pasta. Now I will say that a rolling out pasta is super handy because trying to roll it out with a rolling pin works, but it's very hard to get it as thin as, as thin as I like it. You may like it thick, but it's very hard to get it thin enough. Okay, she just added the mushrooms to the pan, so I'll show you.
Keep adding mushrooms in and stirring them up.
I'll be the stirrer.
They just take a minute or two to cook through, just until they're soft. And if it seems to get dry, you can add a little more of the olive oil.
Now we're cooking.
There we go.
And mushrooms, they absorb olive oil really well, and they cook in olive oil really, really well, and they will absorb the flavor. That's what I meant. They absorb the flavor really well.
Yep.
So a lot of times I'll take a portobello mushroom, the cap open, like a cap side, the top side down, and I'll fill it up with butter oil, and then and set it in the skillet like that, and just let it cook and heat the oil up inside the mushroom. And then whenever it gets super hot, I don't know, a couple minutes, then I flip it over and it just sizzles, and it only takes like a minute after that. And then I'll add like a slice of fresh tomato. I do this in the summertime, and some cheese on top of that, and just it's like a meal in itself. It's so good. Okay, what you got going?
Alrighty, now we have all the mushrooms. We have onion and garlic in here. We have our mushroom and sage olive oil. Now we're going to add some sage and seasoning. And let's see here.
And you can make this your own, right?
And
By adding.
Seasonello.
Oh yeah, you got to have that. But if you don't like sage, you don't have to use sage.
Right. You can add any herbs, any flavor. It can be just salt and pepper. It doesn't
Right.
even have to be any fancy flavors. About a teaspoon of sage,
Okay.
and of dried sage, and about a teaspoon of the Seasonello.
Okay.
As soon as these mushrooms kind of deepen in color and are all soft, we will take it off the heat to cool before we add them into our ravioli sheets,
Okay.
which is what we're going to make next.
I'm excited to see how this ravioli maker works because we've had it for a while. We've never tried it, so this is a good day. We get to try out new stuff.
All kinds of new
and we'll just
stuff.
show you the first try. We'll see if it works or not because,
Yeah.
But it has
That's how we'll
what's
know.
cool about that attachment is that it has, thanks Tanya, is that it has the ravioli maker, it has a pasta cutter and a pasta roller in that one attachment, so you don't have to change them out and stuff. So hopefully
I
it
don't know
works.
yeah, we'll see how it works.
Yeah.
I'm spreading the mushroom mixture out to cool while we make the ravioli sheets. It works better to have your mixture cooled so that the pasta doesn't get gummy and sticky. But I'm reserving some of the liquid because you don't want your filling to be real liquidy. And we're going to use that liquid in our sauce in a little bit.
Oh, good idea.
Okay, so take your dough and you want to just divide it into workable sections. So this, I'm going to do it, I think, into fourths. We'll try that. And I find just a nice heavy knife works well. Keep what you're not using in plastic so it doesn't dry out. And then take your little ball of dough here and flatten it down so that it fits nicely through your pasta roller. Yeah. And these little machines that attach to the mixer are affordable and make the job so much easier. So I highly recommend this little machine if you have a KitchenAid mixer.
Yeah, and this
or an
brand,
attachment.
In case you're wondering, this brand is called Antree, A-N-T-R-E-E. I don't know if you can see that. And they make several different attachments. I have another one. Let me show you. I have another one down here. Oh, sorry, I worked out yesterday, so I'm sore. When I've been down, I'm like, ah. This one has the fettuccine cutter, the spaghetti cutter, and the roller on it. So there's different attachments that they make. I'm trying not to grunt this time. Okay,
so we flattened our dough down a little bit.
You ready to roll it?
And then we're going to roll it. So we're going to turn the loud machine on.
We usually put it on about 6.
Okay.
And roll it on through.
And then it's going to just take it and zip it right through. And I like to do it through twice on each setting. Preference.
This makes you really want one of these.
But
it's so
look at
fun.
how easy that is. I know. It's really fun.
And kids love to do this too, but you have to watch them because if you get their fingers in the rollers, it doesn't back out. So if you get one of these and you want your kids to do it, just watch them and make sure and warn them to keep their fingers away. Because I got a fork stuck in it one time, and the fork would not go all the way. It wouldn't back out. It had to go all the way through.
Then if it gets too thin on the end, you can fold it up, press it in, and redo it. That's how I do.
Yeah, because this is a little different than doing it for pasta, because pasta doesn't really matter. It can be like all different shapes, but you're going to want this to be more square-like, right?
Right.
Okay.
So now we have a beautiful sheet of pasta. You could use this for lasagna.
Yeah.
We're going to turn it into raviolis. And if you need to sprinkle it with a little flour, so that they don't stick together.
And then we're going to do the other 3 just the same, right?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so we got finished rolling it out, and you're fixing
4 nice.
They're beautiful.
Beautiful sheets.
Good job.
And this is the mushroom with garlic and onions sauteed together.
If y'all see my fingers in this, it's because I don't have my stand and I'm trying to hold this camera.
So we're going to add some ricotta cheese.
Okay.
I don't measure, about
we'll watch it.
Just enough to bind it together and make it.
Look, we know exactly how much
couple
now. Do that
tablespoons.
with your spoon. That's how much. Okay. That's how much. Perfect.
And then about the same amount of Parmesan cheese.
And you can grade your own, or you can buy it like that.
Or you can even get the stuff in the little green can, the powdery kind. Oh. Any of it is good.
Okay.
Any of it is good. So
about that much.
About that much.
Okay.
Yep, a fistful. And this is again to preference. If you want it more creamy, or you have less mushroom available, use more cheese.
Or if you don't want cheese, don't put it in.
Yeah, it can be just the mushroom. That'd be great.
Whatever you want in.
We've already seasoned the mushrooms pretty well, so I'm not adding any salt and pepper, but you could if you thought it needed it. Just stir it up till it's well mixed. We are going to find out how this little handy dandy ravioli maker works.
And you're gonna find out too. This is the first time we've ever used it.
Lay one sheet over here.
We can look at the directions. We can go to YouTube.
Why would we want to do that?
We can go to YouTube and find out how to use it.
I'm gonna see what it's going.
Okay, so you just got it started?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm rolling it until the 2 sheets are kind of merging together.
So it'll. Oh, yep, it's just started. Okay, you ready?
All
right, ready to fill.
Let's give this a try. So we're gonna pop.
You don't think it's gonna come out in one sheet and then you have to cut them?
Well, I don't know.
Okay.
There's like a little depression in there. I don't know. We're gonna find out.
We'll see. This is
I
exciting.
know that the sheets. I don't know. let's see what happens.
Okay.
Then I roll down. Is it rolling? Rolling, rolling, rolling.
It is. Well, I don't know. It looks like it's.
Is it stuck? It's coming.
Oh, there it goes.
There it goes.
Just gotta. Ooh, look at that! How cool! It works. It works.
Okay. And I'm trying to make sure I have it.
But look, the second ones don't look full.
Well, there should have been just one.
Okay, well, so I don't know. Maybe you put.
Maybe I just keep adding stuff.
Maybe so. You keep adding, and it'll just keep filling them. It'll just cut it in between.
Yeah.
Ooh, cool! How exciting!
Which surprised me because you don't want like filling between the sheets when it's sealed.
Well, I
So
guess
we'll
it's gonna smash it out probably.
I guess so.
Okay, this is fun.
I'm gonna keep adding some, and we'll see what happens this time.
Okay, yeah. Oh, and I'm gonna watch from down here. Okay, so yeah,
Are they
they're just
little full pockets?
yeah. There's some empty ones down at the bottom, but those are ones from the
The
first.
first ones.
Oh,
yeah.
this is so cool.
Wow.
They look like a professional pasta maker made them.
This is too fun.
So you're just keeping it kind of full.
I'm just yep.
Okay.
Yep. A couple spoons at a time and
And roll.
roll it.
Fill
See.
and roll. Fill
Fill.
and roll.
And we're getting close to the end, so I'm going to stop with the filling.
Yeah, because you can see that it's going to run out of pasta before the filling gets in there. We have to scoop some of that out,
I might
huh?
have to.
Or it'll just fall, I'm sure, to the... Oh, that's so cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
just it
there
just
we
let
go.
sprinkles. Well, it works. Okay, and now we know it works. That's really cool. So compared to the way that you do it by hand, how does this work?
This was very fast.
Oh, was it faster? Okay.
Yeah. And
Okay.
we'll do some by hand now, so you can compare the two.
Okay. Oh,
Because
that
not
was.
all of us have fancy roller ravioli makers at home.
I told her. I said,
Look at
just
it.
come grab this one and take it home.
Okay, we still will have to cut,
Yeah, that's cool.
but all of these are filled.
Yeah, where there was only a couple of them that didn't
Yeah.
fill. Yay! Awesome. And then I gotta just boil them, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're gonna do. She's gonna show us how to do it by hand.
Now by hand, my method at home is, I think they're called melaleunas, which means we make half moons,
Okay.
which works really nicely because you want to really get the, put a little filling in the center of where your ravioli will be, leave a little bit of space,
Okay.
and then put another little dollop. Then we'll fold this over and squeeze out the air, push the air out as we kind of seal the two layers together.
You're a good ravioli maker.
Because I've played with a lot of Play-Doh in my day.
Because you have 8 children. Linda has 8 children, and she has homeschooled them all, and they are all successful, and she's on her last one. What an accomplishment.
And now
huh?
I'm playing Play-Doh with the grandkids. So I'm an expert Play-Doh player. You can take a cookie cutter, a knife, glass, anything that will cut a circle or a square.
The size you
It
want it.
doesn't matter what shape, it can
Yeah.
be any shape you want. And so I'm just gonna grab a knife because that's what I've got today. Square these off, and then I pinch the edges to make sure that there's a real good seal. And these have plenty of extra pasta around the edge just for Jen.
And I'm starving.
I know.
Let me
We're
tell
ready to
you.
eat.
Let me tell you a funny story. So this morning I had to have a mammogram because I'm 45 years old, and that's what you do when you're 45. And we were talking. What are they, radiologists? When it does the pictures.
Yeah.
We're talking about. I had to wait a while. So she was like, I hope we didn't keep you from anything. And I said, well, I was just going to film a cooking video whenever, so it'll be fine. And she was like, oh my gosh, so she wanted to know about it. So I was telling her about it. This is so crazy. So anyway, she said, she was like, okay, well, we're done. Your pictures are beautiful. And I said, I'm very photogenic. We got a good laugh out of that. She said, yes, in your video, tell everybody that you are beautiful inside and out. So I passed my test.
Now, another thing you can do if you run out of mushroom filling, I have plenty. So we're just going to put that into the sauce in a minute. But the other thing you can do is just mix up a little bit of ricotta, some Parmesan. You can put a little mozzarella, any kind of cheese that you want in here. Sprinkle a little seasoning if you want, and then just use that as your dollop in your ravioli.
Awesome.
And then you have a cheesy ravioli. So we're going to make a couple of these for our friend Tanya, who is allergic to mushrooms. So.
And this is good for kids too, I'm sure.
This is great lunch for
Because my
kids.
son probably wouldn't eat that because he would be like, oh, gross.
So the really cool thing too is after you get these made, use what you want for your meal, and then set them on a cookie sheet and pop them in the freezer. And once they're
nice.
frozen, you can store them in a Ziploc bag.
Yeah.
And then you just have, just like from the
Yeah.
grocery store, pull out a bag
Ready
of
to go.
frozen ravioli.
Okay, so what just happened is on these last ones, the pasta was getting dry. So
You can see it doesn't quite want to stick together. So if you have that issue, just a little touch of water on your fingertip makes it sticky again.
cool. Good
Okay.
tip.
These raviolis that we ran through the rolling machine have a kind of a
Perforation, huh?
yeah, perforated embossed line that have these pretty little things. So I'm going to separate these little.
Oh, that's so cool. It's tearing.
Yeah.
How easy.
So I'm going to try to be careful not to.
That end's kind of
separate.
full.
Yeah, that's the last
Yeah.
end. So all the extra filling was kind of stuck in there. So, and kind of works.
Kind of.
Yeah. It might
You
have
know
worked.
what? You could cut right down the middle that
You
with the
could.
with the pizza roller.
Yep.
Let's do that. Here, I got one right here.
That would be faster and maybe
Oh yeah, and that's probably, I don't
not
know.
tear it apart as
If
much.
we would have watched the YouTube video, we would know how to do this.
I think it's supposed to be.
No, like right in the
perforated.
middle. Yeah, if you cut it right in the middle and leave the
Oh, there we go.
perforations, don't you think?
Yep.
Look at this. Learning as we go. Everybody's
Yep.
learning as we go.
So. And these are the ones that we started with and didn't get any filling in them.
So that's extra pasta
That's
for
just
me.
extra pasta for Jen. And then we just do little squares. Look at that.
Awesome. How easy is that?
Very easy. And they seem to be sealed. That's what I was wondering.
Mm-hmm.
So you want your filling to be sealed between the two sheets of pasta.
I can't wait to eat. I've been hungry since this morning.
They cook really quickly too, so they cook more quickly than store-bought raviolis, in my opinion.
We were just talking about how the skillet crusted over and made, I'll show you, a little crusty finish from the mushrooms, but that's okay because she's going to deglaze the pan with white wine, and so that'll take care of that. Okay, just had a customer, so now we're ready to get going with the next step.
We're gonna get our sauce going,
Okay.
and then we'll cook the pasta while this is simmering.
All right.
So we're adding some of our mushroom and sage olive oil.
Now we're cooking.
Now we're cooking. I'm gonna also add a little bit of the butter olive oil.
Okay,
because
butter.
That just adds a little
Can't go
extra
wrong with butter.
richness to
Okay.
it. Yep, I'm getting that nice sizzly hot. And here's my knife. Rough chop these mushrooms that we put in the filling. I saved some back, and this is for making the sauce. Oh, listen. Love that sound. And can you see it's pulling up all that goodness that was on the bottom
Yep.
of the pan? So, okay, we're gonna cook these down just a little bit, and then again take them out while we deglaze the pan and get the saucy part ready. We'll add this back in. So since this is going into the sauce, I'm not gonna overcook the mushrooms. Basically, they're just heated through and picking up the flavor of the olive oils.
To deglaze the pan with, we're gonna use Sauvignon Blanc, which is a dry white wine.
Any dry white wine that you like.
Yep.
If you don't want to use wine in your cooking, you can just use chicken broth. So we're gonna take these mushrooms out, and I'm just gonna put them with the filling that we didn't use.
Save a dish.
Because we're gonna add this all back into the sauce here in just a minute. About 1 cup of wine into this pan. Okay. And then as it simmers, the alcohol content will boil off, but the flavor, the goodness in the flavor will stay with it. We wanted this to boil and reduce down so that it's a little bit thicker. We can start cooking our raviolis. So I just do a couple at a time so that they float or don't stick. They're going to sink to the bottom, and when they're about halfway cooked, they'll float to the top. So you do not want to overcrowd your pasta in your pot. So we're going to let those boil about 4 minutes. And you can see how they're starting to rise. I see one that's kind of popped open a little bit.
Cool.
But
4 minutes.
There we go. About 4 minutes. Yep.
Okay. And
While that's going, we're going to do the sauce. Our white wine has reduced down quite a bit. So I'm going to add about 4 tablespoons of butter. So we are melting this down in the white wine.
And you would use the butter oil for this?
I did cook the other in the butter oil.
Okay.
Because that has really great flavor.
But you want
I
the
use
dairy,
a little bit of
the cream
the
and the butter.
Right. I use a little bit of the butter because we're going to make, we're going to thicken the sauce with a little bit of flour, and they bind really good together. The olive oil does a nice job, but it doesn't make it quite as thick. So if you have a dairy allergy, the butter oil is an excellent substitute for that.
I'm going to look at the pasta, see what it looks like. Ooh, nice.
And it's nice to give them a little flip. And I like the little wire spider like this. It works really well, but you could use a fork, a wooden spoon, whatever you have on hand or whatever you normally use for pasta. Okay, the butter's all melted and you can see it all nice and bubbly. So I'm going to add a couple of heaping tablespoons of flour. And stir that up, which makes a sort of a roux, they call it. So a roux, this time we don't have to let it cook out. We just want enough to cook the flour out. Sauce just takes a minute. Yeah. We're going to add 1.5 cups of half and half. Cup of chicken broth.
Or use that bone broth too.
The bone broth would be really nice. Yeah, that would. Adding some seasonings. I'm adding basil, or Seasonello salt from Bologna, Illinois.
Dried basil, right?
Yep, dried basil. And
fresh
a little touch.
Look, we've got some growing over there. We could have just got fresh.
Good. Some parsley, a little extra sage because this is mushroom and sage sauce.
Yep.
Again, if you don't like sage, leave it out. I'm adding just a touch of thyme. And also a splash of Worcestershire sauce. And you could measure it, but I don't.
That was about a tablespoon, huh?
Yeah, yeah, maybe 2 teaspoons.
Oh, okay.
So, and then you just want to whisk and mix.
Well, I can't wait to try this. I'm excited. As a matter of fact, I'm going to slip over here and I'm going to have one of these. I mean, I was going to try to wait for the sauce, but I'm going to have one of these without the sauce because I know it's going to be good.
Tell me what it's like.
Oh my goodness, that is so good. These are fantastic. They don't even really need sauce. I can't wait for the sauce, but they're good without the sauce.
Let's try to get this back up to boiling. And then at this point you can add a little, I like just black pepper with it also.
Okay, that's thickened up really nice.
It's thicked up really nice. This sauce is ready. We are going to
Super
add
rich.
our mushrooms into it. Yes, it's very rich. So it'll go a long, long way. But we're just going to put those cooked mushrooms in and the filling that was left over that has the cheese in it still. So as soon as we just put that down, and I'm turning my burner down because I don't need it to cook anymore.
Yeah.
It's just all
And then mix it and
Ready
plate
to
it
go.
up.
Yep. So there we go.
That looks delicious. I can't wait to dig in.
Lunchtime.
Okay, I'm gonna try it. Like I said, I forgot my tripod today, so you were sitting on a big bottle of basil. Bend down and try this. Oh my gosh. That is delicious. And I even like the extra sprinkle of sage on top. Yeah, the sauce is really creamy and you get all of the flavor of the mushrooms. Yum, good job, Linda.
Yay.
Thank you
Wonderful.
for doing this.
Oh, thanks for giving me the opportunity.
Okay, I gotta run and get Steele from school, but you can find these products on our website, and I guess we're gonna start really carrying these mushrooms. So I'll put those up on the website too, because how handy is it to have dehydrated mushrooms where you can just rehydrate them, especially the lobster mushrooms, because I've never seen those in the store close to us. But anyway, you can find our products on our website, and you can like and follow us if you like this video, subscribe, all that stuff, and I hope y'all have a tasty week. Bye!